ticket for big bad boy Brereton Diaz, of course. Where will he be playing his football next season, of course, as the scavengers start to linger around Ewood Park? Will it be in the Premier League? Will it be in La Liga? Will it be in Serie A? Or will he be staying here at Blackburn Bloody Rovers? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the curious case of big bad boy Brereton Diaz. That's right, of course. Where is he going to be playing his football next season, of course? Yeah, teams are starting to linger left, right and centre, of course. But where, of course, will he be playing? We'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs, the other Patreon guys. Of course, if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep back today. All things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys. Under one Ruski, that's right, of course. Yes, new names are starting to spring up left and right, of course, for Diaz's signature, with the latest being, of course, old favourites, Leeds United, of course, and now under the stewardship of Jesse Bloody Marsh. Will he be taking them to Ellen Road? We'll examine it in a second. And like I said, make sure you smash your subscribe and jump into the deep end then. So let's take a look at our big bad boy Brereton Diaz. Here he is, good looking chap that he is, and of course, a Chilean international. We'll dig into that in a little bit, but of course, let's take a look at how he fared for Rovers last season with, of course, the all-important numbers. Here they come, that's right. So he was ranked, according to Transfermarkt, as the #1 best player for Rovers last season. He was the 5th best player in the Championship, of course, considering all the other big names. Well, this is not just in his position, that is just the whole league in himself. So in the top 5 there, great little stat there. He ranked 562nd in the world. Of course, a #1 Chilean player last season. Get that in your veins, boys and girls. 75th ranked forward, of course, and he was the 54th ranked best player who was born in the illustrious year of 1999. That's right. So not too shabby there from me old mucker, big bad boy Brereton Diaz, of course, and he is going to be a major miss if or when he goes. Of course, we've already lost last season. Or the season prior was Adam Armstrong. Big loss there. Big bad boy Brereton Diaz did step up. We have been waiting for the transfer of Diaz, but it doesn't seem to be. It seems to be dragging its heels a little bit, but which could be a good thing or a bad thing for Rovers. If it is a good thing, that means hopefully there are more teams in the mix and there might be a bit of a bidding war. Of course, if for a man who has entered into his final year of his contract now, of course, we don't want to lose him for free. We've been hit by that bad boy a couple of times this season, so let's hope for the best on that one. There we go, that's a little bit better. Of course, let's take a look at his stats then from last season. 37 matches played, 34 of them were started, 83 minutes per game on average, and he was in the team of the week 5 times. He scored 22 goals last season. 20 of them was in before the turn of the year, so that was 20 goals in 2021, sorry. 139 minutes per goal per game, 0.6 rating there. Shots per game, 2.8. Big chances missed, though, 17. Yeah, he picked up around about 3 assists last season, 33.1 touches per match. And as you see for the rest of the stats there for your leisure. Moving forward, defending, you don't really want to look at that too much. Not the greatest in the defensive side of things. Dribbles, though, successful dribbles, 1.6, 47% there. Aerial duels, 0.6, which is a bit surprising there, 22% at the time, considering his height. He picked up 8 yellows as well, so a little bit of some issues there with the discipline, but nothing too crazy to put you off. Let's take a look at the heat map then. This is what the player you would be getting if you're Leeds, if you're West Ham, if you're Salernitana, of course, coming out of Serie A, or Brighton. I've seen those in the past. Tottenham Hotspur as well. I've seen a lot of names linked with big bad boy Brereton Diaz in the past. For us, he has been played predominantly down the left-hand side. That's right, of course. A wide forward man. It did work out for him last season. Of course it did. But I feel he is being, again, maybe not mismanaged or just been put a square peg in a round hole, really. I think he could have been best suited to being straight down the middle as one of 2 strikers. But this seems to be the way these days. A lot of these, no disrespect to any of these top player players, but your Salahs, your Manes, your all these forwards, your Martials, your Rashfords, they all seem to be wide forwards or forwards, not strikers anymore. A striker seems to be a gold dust or a dying breed, maybe a dying breed. So the goals seem to be coming out from out wide, but I for one miss the old days of the traditional striker down the middle. But anyway, he plays down the left hand side. Again, it can be used on the right as well. And as you see, the defending stats there are not the greatest. This is, of course, his player, 188 centimeters tall. He does wear the number 22 shirt, 23 years of age. Correct, do the maths. Yes, I think it is. And as you see, his attributes on the right hand side there. He played as a striker, left-hand side, right-hand side. Valued 9.6 million euros, give or take, and he is right-footed, or he prefers the right foot. Anyway, moving on, let's take a look at his value then. His value has soared. Of course, he was at the books of Nottingham Forest, who, of course, now in the Premier League, and then we'll get a bit of a nugget from this sale. So he was around about £2.5 million, up to £5 million when we snapped him up for around about £5, £6, £7 million, depending on who you ask. His form kind of dipped a little bit because he didn't really hit into top gear. Kind of went down south, of course, but the start of 2021 was the year of the Brereton, or 2020 was the year of the Brereton, depending on how you looked at it, when, of course, he got the call up to the Chilean national squad. Once he got the call up, of course, his value or his attention got noticed, and the goals started to flurry, and so did his value, didn't it, Ek? At the start of 2021, it was around about £3 million rated, and now he's looking at around about £15 million rated. And I'm hoping we can get in excess of £15 million for this deal. So will we get that deal? I don't know. What else do we have? Of course, let's take a look at his numbers then. Of course, over the years, it's not been that prolific, but up until last season, of course, a few games he did get the attention drawn on him in the 2016-2017 season with Nottingham Forest, scoring 3 goals in 18 games as a youngster, as a bambino. And then, of course, he added more games to his name the following season, and that's when Rovers decided to cough up the big bucks. He's been with us 4 seasons now, 4 complete seasons. And again, like you said, on the stats, they're not the greatest stats early doors, couple of goals or a goal apiece in each of the first few seasons. 7 goals the previous campaign and 22 this time around. So a 1 in maybe every 3 games, something like that, 1 in every 4. So not great, but of course we're going. His stock right now is high. He's got the attributes of a top level player, and for me, somebody's going to be picking up a bit of a bargain considering his age, of course. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's throw it to the Rovers Mafia. I did pose this question prior to the latest links, when there was a lot of links linking Brereton Diaz to a move to Italy and a lower level Serie A team, Salernitana. So a couple of the boys just decided to give their thoughts and opinions on that potential move, and of course their thoughts about it.
Hello. I just want to quash all the rumours that are going around saying that I'm a cowboy. There's no truth in that at all. I'm not a cowboy. I'm not an agent. I don't represent Premier League footballer as an agent. So there's no truth in that at all. Okay, so moving on, what I'm really here to talk about is Brereton Diaz. Big bad boy Brereton Diaz. Or BBBBD. Yes, so looks like he's leaving Rovers. That's going to be harsh. It's going to be difficult to find a replacement for him, but his status, it has skyrocketed. He's doing adverts. He's doing well for himself, and he'll be ambitious to do even better for himself. So I understand it if he goes to the Premier League or Spain or Frankfurt in Germany was a link. I think that'd be a good move for him. For me, I've got a link to Frankfurt, so I'd be relatively happy if he went there. Also, I'd be relatively happy if he went to West Ham. Got a bit of a link with West Ham. Yes, obviously I'd rather he signed a contract and stayed with Blackburn Rovers, and did as well as he did last season. I think he can do better. As I was saying, if he stayed with Blackburn Rovers, I think he could have a really good season with Jon Dahl Tomasson. I think Jon Dahl Tomasson will get the best out of Brereton Diaz. He will, instruct him, I'm sure, on how to be a top-level striker, and together, BBD could reach his full potential. BBD could be, the striker, that I think he's got all the ingredients to be a top draw, top level striker. And, I'd like him to be a part of getting Blackburn Rovers promoted. So I hope he signs a contract, I hope he stays, but it's looking like he's going to go. Where he's going to go is anybody's guess at the moment. The strongest link seems to be a team in Serie A, Salamanturia or something like that. And I probably said that completely wrong, but that seems to be the strongest link currently. So we'll wait and see. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the Premier League, yes, but ideally with Blackburn Rovers.
So, Brereton Diaz to Italy. I'm not going to try and even pronounce the name of the team he's being linked with, but all I can tell you is it's the team that Franck Ribéry is currently at. Something, I don't know whether he's planning on retiring after this season or even carrying on at that club, but, something that could potentially attract Ben. Obviously Ribéry being probably one of the best wingers to have played the game, really. He's definitely up there. His time at Bayern was immense. But can I see much truth in this rumour? Not really. I can see the truth in the rumour. I can understand why they would be interested, but can I see it happening? No, personally not. I think it would be a weird move for Ben to go to Italy. Obviously he's got the Spanish-speaking Chileans behind him, and obviously he's got the Premier League as well, who obviously there's clubs in the Prem that are interested in him. So I could understand moving to a La Liga side where, the likes of Sevilla are interested in him, who are playing European football, or going to the Premier League and obviously earning the big money, being on the big stage, showing what you can do and trying to prove yourself. I can understand both of those moves. But going to a side that finished quite low in the Serie A last year personally doesn't make much sense to me. I couldn't see the quality being that much higher than Rovers right now. Serie A, those teams down there aren't the best, to be honest. I would say that probably some of them are quite comparable to Championship teams. He obviously be on more money if he was going to go, and like I said, he's got the opportunity to play with one of the best wingers that's played the game, maybe learn a thing or two off him. But like I said, I just can't see it happening. To me, the more sense would be a move to a West Ham or something like that in the Prem. A team that's crying out for a goal scorer, really. And then, like I said, La Liga, the Spanish-speaking, they'll obviously love him. The Chile fans will obviously love it as well. But we can't let this man walk away this summer for any less than 15 million, in my opinion. He's got a year left on his contract, but, we let Armstrong go for 20 million. I know, obviously, Armstrong put up quite a lot of higher numbers, but we've got to think about the fact that Diaz has this massive following behind him. I know Armstrong's English as well. It does increase his price when selling to an English club. But I don't think it can be denied the amount of fans Ben will bring with him, the amount of fanfare. Just yesterday I saw him do a phone commercial in Chile promoting a new phone. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a good advert, to be fair. Again, goes into the whole him changing his nationality from English to Chilean. But I don't know. I can't see this happening. Like I said, it's a case of we're getting to now that we have to sell soon if he isn't going to sign up. Personally, I think it wouldn't be the worst thing for him to do to have another season in the Championship. He obviously ended last season quite poorly. Only got one goal in that last 6 months or whatever after January. He'd scored his 20 goals before New Year and then only got that one goal away at Peterborough. Oh no, sorry, there was two. There was the other one at Birmingham. What was obviously an absolute banger, but he did end the season in poor form. I don't think that can be denied. And obviously he had his reasons for that. He had his injury. He was obviously, in my opinion, exhausted. He'd played the Copa America. Well, he played a full championship season the season before that, other than his injury. Then gone to the Copa America, come back. Obviously, that was a condensed season last season, and the season before that. Come back, played championship football again. Obviously, going to and from Chile, all the hours on flights and stuff. It takes your toll on your body going and trying to qualify for the World Cup with Chile. So I do think he were exhausted come the second half of the season. Maybe he'd back himself and say, look, I can go do it. I was just exhausted, this, that and the other. But I'm sure Armstrong would have felt the same way when he was going to Southampton, and it's been an absolute shit show for him. He's more than likely going to find himself back in the Championship this season on loan. If I was Diaz, I would seriously consider maybe extending by a year and then have another championship season with us. You get to play with your best mate Dak for a year. And then, next season, if we weren't to get promoted, which obviously, the likelihoods of us getting promoted this season are, 100 to 1. It's not happening. So, obviously we would then give him our blessings and send him on his way, and hopefully he would be going for a higher fee, because hopefully he would have a full good season of playing for Chile and for Blackburn Rovers. But obviously, he won't have that many games for Chile to play now because of the World Cup, and obviously they haven't made it. So he can just concentrate on his club football a bit more and do better for us and boost his price even more. Because personally, the numbers being chucked round now by the Premier League clubs is 13 million, and I would not be happy to sell him for that. Obviously we need to take the money if that's all we're getting offered, because ultimately we're in a position where we have to sell. We can't let someone walk away in 1 year's time for nothing when he's worth that much money to us. It's suicide when we consider how much debt the club is in. So obviously he's got a big decision ahead of him for the next, month or two, however long until the transfer window closes now. Obviously only a month away till the season starts. Hope he's still around with us by then to at least get, a couple more games of Diaz and give him maybe a send-off before he does go. But yeah, I look forward to hopefully seeing him in the new season, and if he does go to the Premier League, I would love to see him obviously rip it up there. In terms of Italy, not for me, and I don't think it's for Ben either.
So what about me? What about me then? Of course, well, we are seeing links with now Leeds United. There was, of course, West Ham United, strong favours for this one. And, of course, teams in La Liga and, of course, elsewhere, and including Salernitana as well. I think Diaz could be part of a major domino effect in the old transfer market. Of course, Barcelona, Chelsea are looking at Rafinha at Leeds United. I think if that goes ahead, which it does look likely, £75 million, then they're going to spend some money. And of course, this guy has been in the spotlight at Leeds for a while, so we're hoping £15-20 million. If we can get that, then of course we could strengthen our own coffers, hopefully either this season or next season as well. I'm thinking that we are using money from the Armstrong deal this year, and then any money that we can get from this, maybe that small chunk of change will get put aside to maybe January or of course summer 2023. So I do feel this deal is going to happen, or a deal is going to happen. But right now we're looking at the trapdoor of the league season starting in about 2.5 weeks. I think Diaz will play for Rovers in the opening couple of games, and I think the transfer will probably happen into August. First week, second week of August, and I do believe around about maybe the League Cup tie, he won't play, and that of course will signal his imminent departure. So yeah, of course, Chilean sensation. We've loved him being here. We've loved the attention that it's brought to Rovers, but I think the chapter is about to close on Brereton Diaz. When it will happen, of course, it's a waiting game. We'll have to wait and see about that. But that, my friends, is what I've got for you. Of course, stay tuned. Of course, when we do find the news or hear the news of a completed deal, we'll come back and let you know all about it. And of course, our feelings, not just from the guys there, from of course maybe the whole fan base over on Twitter. But anyway, make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell, and of course hit the old subscribe. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, Diaz is still a Rover for now, but of course the time is running out.